Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, and welcome to the final chapter for Call of the Sea. This is chapter 6 as a part of our 100% full game walkthrough. By the end of this video, you should pretty much have every achievement, your 1000 out of 1000, and hopefully you are now able to beat the game. We will have to quickly do a chapter select of a level after we beat the game, just to unlock our final achievement, but that literally takes 10 seconds. Otherwise, we'll be grabbing all of the rest of the murals, story logs, puzzle notes, etc. A couple of missable achievements along the way, and we'll also have a secret object as we always have had. The level starts with a pretty long boat ride that is just a little bit of a story segment. So stay tuned until we dock the boat and are able to start walking around.
On that white beach thousands of years ago. A full moon? It can't be. Yesterday was a new moon. Did I lose track of time, or maybe this place isn't subject to the laws of physics? That's the only explanation I can find for this surreal night. It's hard to believe everything is real. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'll open my eyes sometime and I'll be back in our home in Inglewood and everything will be as before. My perfectly ordinary life with Harry. My daily routines. My illness. That will be as before too. And then I'll need to shake off this strange feeling that I have now. Feeling that I don't really belong there anymore. And with there, I don't mean Englewood. Boston, or Newburyport. I mean, how is it possible that the strange events of only 2 days on this island makes more sense to me than the life that I've been living for years? There it is. The sanctuary.
As soon as we dock our boat, there is a somewhat simple puzzle to open up the door in front of us. However, there are also a ton of objects scattered around the ground, on the stairs. There are puddles to interact with, and pictures and objects and documents and murals. We're gonna grab all of that stuff in this area to make sure we get that 100%. So just follow along. There are too many to label each one individually. As I've said before, there's literally hundreds of these items. So as long as you're paying attention to what I'm doing in the video, you are good to go. As for the actual solution to the puzzle door, you are going to figure it out by injecting or tattooing yourself with the first constellation tattoo. And you figure out it's by cutting your hand after being injected with the black ooze, and then that itself will open the door for you.
My God, Harry, what did you do to her? Another camp. Although it's little more than a few things scattered about. Harry, what is this? Looks like the ramblings of a madman. Heavens, this dagger looks exactly like the one I have. Was the blood of these creatures a library? What are you talking about, Harry? This mural seems to describe a ritual involving blood. That dagger. Perry asleep in his tent. What a creepy photograph. Oh my, she sounds completely out of her mind. Let's give it a try. Ouch! Oh! Ah! What was that? Looks like a tattoo, but it isn't. Those are my spots. They've moved. These patterns look too familiar. Oh, I really hope this works.
Now, once you complete that puzzle, you'll get a progressional-based achievement that unlocks, and the door in front of us will open. In the next big puzzle room, we'll be spending the majority of our time for this level in this room. It is a bigger, longer, and more in-depth puzzle than some of the more recent ones we've been solving. Although it is quite long because of how much walking and interacting there is, I don't think it's necessarily one of the most complex ones in the game, but it is pretty cool. Now, once you walk in, you'll notice that there are 4 doors, and each door has a constellation that is connected to it directly. So we're going to start by walking around the room and interacting with every door. Now, in the middle of the area, you'll notice there's some pedestals, and we can interact with those to get rings to show up. We can interact with the rings to form the constellations on the doors, and that will open the door itself. However, at the beginning, you can only open one specific door. And each time you open a door, you'll be able to go inside and you'll be able to unlock a mural and essentially the injectable. And then that will give you an additional shape that you never had access to make the next constellation using the floorboard puzzle. So basically you have to open the doors in the specific order of how you can form the constellations, as you won't have enough shapes to make the more complex ones until you figure out the kind of easier ones. So there is a specific order, and maybe I've already given you enough hints that you could kind of figure it out yourself. But if you want the exact thing to do, I'm going to show you it right now. You'll see the constellation in the middle of the room, and you can look directly above you to see the stars themselves. And we're going to be using these rings to make the shapes on the doors, going through each door in order to pick up what we need to pick up in order to be able to make the next slightly more complex shape until we finally finish all 4.
Circular stones with strange carved symbols. These icons on the wheel are the same as the constellations I have on my hand. They took them to a throne room. That was the final step in the ritual. What an odd structure, riddled with nooks and crannies and endless stairways. Maybe it only hurts the first time. Ah! The second also hurts. When I arrived on this island, I felt like I was trespassing. But now, I feel like this is where I belong. This place is like a labyrinth. They were submerged in black ichor. Harry seems to be on the brink of madness. But I don't feel the slightest hint of confusion. On the contrary, I feel my mind is more focused than ever. Oh, come on. One more time. Ow! That hurt! Again. Another one of those gates. I have to get into the water again. I can feel the torment of the thousands of slaves who perished here. Again? Seriously? Ah. All the doors are open, but where is the constellation I need to open the throne room?
Now at this point during the game, I'm going to interact with the mural, and if you've been following along, this should be our last mural in the game, which does unlock a specific achievement for that type of collectible. If you did miss one, that is a-okay. You can find out which ones you're missing by going to the main menu, going chapter select, and it'll tell you in the menu which ones you are missing. You can then go back and pick them up whenever you need them, and we are good to go to move on. So once you reach this puzzle, your instinct may be to solve it correctly. However, what our first goal is to get the secret item for this level. And this, you basically just have to connect these black platforms so that it goes off and to the left. And in that deep left corner, you can find a little alcove. And if you set foot on there, you can find a picture of a giant creature. And that specifically is our secret item in this level. And then we can actually complete it the proper way. So what you'll see me doing here when I'm interacting with these is just trying my best to get to this alcove before I actually go the correct way. So now that I have the path set up to get on this kind of small little piece of land in the back left corner, I can pick up the photo and get the secret item. And now I can backtrack all the way to the beginning of the level and redo some of the platforms to actually go to the correct place where I'm actually trying to go to. Of course, I wanted to do that first because we are going for 100%. And that is a very important thing we want to do. Actually, a pretty little tough one. I thought that one was pretty well hidden. And at this point, we can now also get our hand injected with the last little tattoo we need, which will basically be enough to solve the final little puzzle. However, there is another thing I want to do before I open up this final door, because there is another missable achievement we can grab coming up pretty soon.
Come on. One more time. Ow! That hurt! Again.
So now that I'm approaching the middle of the large puzzle room again, do not solve the last door. Instead, I'm going to make a very specific shape, and this shape, I believe, is a reference to this developer's last game. So I'm going to basically clear the board and make a little bit of an AA shape. Then I can look up into the sky and the constellation will show me a little clip of what I believe that game is. The name of this achievement is Otherworldly Portal, and I would imagine it's going to stay pretty rare for a pretty long time.
What was that? A vision to another world? Or a vision of the future?
At this point, you are now ready to input the proper puzzle solution into the ring. And now that we have all of the doors open, we will have all of the available connections we need to make so that we can get that final door. Now, once we do this puzzle, we will get all of the puzzle notes done, so that achievement should unlock on screen now. And we're nearing the end of the game. There's a couple of very well hidden secrets coming up, but also a lot of walking and talking, credits, music, and stuff like that. So I will be dipping in and out of commentary maybe a little bit more often soon, but you definitely want to stay tuned or else you are probably going to miss something.
The door to the sanctuary is open. It's time to find out what's waiting for me inside. What a disturbing mural. Is it made of black ichor? I feel like it is speaking to me. Oh, heavens.
So at this point in the video, I will open up my logbook and you'll see that I have pretty much a lot or almost everything done in terms of my notes and my logs in the book. Just around the corner is the final story log in the game. So if your book matches mine, your achievement will unlock as you round the corner.
My God. Nothing that happens here appears to respect the most basic rules of physics. However, as strange as it may be, it does maintain a peculiar harmony. Like the workings of a clock, or a music box. Is that you? No, 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 no! Don't tell me this is you, Harry. It can't be you. It can't be. No, no, no. Why did you do it? Oh my God, Harry, no!
Now, once you reach this point in the chapter, this will basically end chapter 6. However, there is a little bit of an ending to the game after this, and there are still a couple of more things to do. So again, make sure you're paying attention to the video. There's a choice we'll have to make if we want to get an achievement, and a very well hidden object we can easily miss if we're not careful. But right now, you should unlock a quick achievement for completing chapter 6. But for now, there's not really too much to worry about. It's a lot of walking and talking, story building, and whatnot. Some pretty cool storytelling, in my opinion, so you probably want to pay attention, but I'll rejoin you with commentary in a moment.
What really happened? The only person with you in that sanctuary beach was Cassandra. So if you didn't die, it had to be her. Did she use the dagger to open the gates and carry out the ritual? You tried to stop her, but it was too late. She shot you with your own gun and left you for dead, didn't she, Harry? Because Cassandra was ambitious and would stop at nothing to uncover the secrets here. The island fueled that hunger for knowledge. You had doubts about whether the ritual would work. But what happened to Cassandra cleared up those doubts. The ritual wasn't for people like you. The ritual was only for people like me. But you refused to believe it, until the island itself spoke directly to you. Haha Falgafen. She is our daughter. That's when you finally understood. You understood what my fate would be if I didn't come here and carry out the ritual. A slow and painful death. So you faked your own demise and left your glasses near Cassandra's corpse. Those same glasses you never take off. And you sent me the package from Dignity, Harry. Your picture, the key, the dagger. Another one of your scavenger hunts. And I took the bait. You made me come to this island, the same island where you almost lost your mind and your life. The same island where 4 members of your expedition perished. Why did you deceive me, Harry? You said you would never lie to me. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you do this to me?
Now, once you reach this room in the game, you will be given a choice between 2 different endings. However, only one of these endings actually has the last missable achievement tied to it. If you want to make sure to grab all the achievements, you will want to choose Accept Your Fate and Leave Harry as your ending choice. This choice will be available to your left. If you want to see both endings, feel free to replay the chapter and choose the one on the right instead.
Moments of love, happiness, understanding, friendship. A whole beautiful life with you. I know what you tried to do, but I can't let you make this decision for me, Harry. Either I embrace my fate and accept what I've always been, and leave you behind. Or I reject it, and return home with you to relish the time that my illness gives us. It's my decision to make. We had a really good life. But that's not my life anymore, is it, Harry? Not after what I've been through on this island. Not after all I've found out about myself. I can't fool myself anymore. I have to accept what I truly am and leave you behind. I'm going back home.
Now, after you choose this ending, we will have another walking segment, and there will be a giant ring that you can make out in front of you out in the deep, dark abyss. Now, once I reach that ring, I'm going to walk left and walk across an invisible path towards a key. I'm going to be able to interact with that key and unlock this essentially final missable achievement. This is very well hidden if you're not paying attention, but if you know what you're looking out for, it's actually not that bad. And essentially from here on out, you shouldn't have too much left. You will then go back to the path we came from and continue walking forward for a bit until we get some more storytelling segments and a kind of deeper meaning to the ending. And you just kind of keep going and experiencing that for a little bit of time here.
Everything seems so far away now. No trace of pain, no trace of sickness. Nothing besides this place. It's so pleasant to forget everything else. Nothing matters anymore. I'm finally one of the thousands of minds connected to the Ichor. Connected with the Elder God. Goodbye, Harry.
At this point in the video, we have basically reached the conclusion of Call of the Sea. I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I did. At this point, you will be greeted with the in-game credits, which I have decided to edit out of the video, just to keep it a little bit shorter, but I would obviously recommend sitting through there and giving credit to all the people who made the game. After that, we'll be shot back to the main menu, and we will be given a 100-point achievement for completing the entire game. At this point, if you followed along with the video, you should only have one achievement left, and that is for replaying a chapter in the game. You don't actually have to replay a full chapter, just go to chapter select, pick any chapter, and as soon as you load in, your achievement will unlock. That should be your 1000 out of 1000 and 34 out of 34. However, if you did miss any secret items, missable achievements, or any collectibles, you can go back through the game and find out what you missed. Feel free to use the video guide to see what you might have missed, and you can quickly and hopefully very easily mop up. Even if you did an entire playthrough, you might have to redo a couple of levels, but it shouldn't take too long or be too hard. Thank you so much for watching the video series. I hope it was helpful. A special thank you to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Thank you for watching through this entire series. Feel free to drop a like, share the video with a friend, and hopefully I see you very soon. Peace.